Welcome MOTU fans to another Third Earth Reviews toy review, and today I will be taking a look at the brand new Masters of the Universe Classics Ultimate Mer-Man from Super 7. So before we take a look at our figure, let's take a look at our packaging. Out of the shipping box, Mer-Man comes in this plain cardboard box. On the front of the box we have the Masters of the Universe Classics logo with Ultimate Mer-Man listed below. Once the box is open, we can find our carded figure inside. Mer-Man is on a blister card packaging that is a throwback to the vintage Masters of the Universe toy line from Mattel. It has the same red and blue background, and on the back we have a fantastic image of Mer-Man in action with just a few differences from the vintage artwork. In this Ultimate Edition, Mer-Man is attacking Beastman instead of Skeletor, and Man-at-Arms is coming to help instead of He-Man. And of course it wouldn't be complete without other images of figures that were sold separately. In this case, it is future Super 7 MOTU figures. And while the blister card is nice, I do have some serious issues with it. The biggest problem I have is the hole in the card. I'm not sure whose idea it was to have a large round hole instead of the normal hole punch that was shown in the initial concept artwork, but I am seriously not a fan. In my opinion, it takes away from the whole collector piece image that this figure is supposed to have, and makes the figure feel like a cheap toy that you can find in any store. Not only that, but it does take a piece out of the beautiful artwork on the back of the card. My other major issue with the card back is the opening on the bottom of the card. Now I think this is for easy opening of the figure so you don't ruin the card back, but all it does is really help with that cheap feeling you get when you have the figure in hand. Now, although I do have issues with the card back, I have to say that Super 7 did an amazing job with the actual figure. The entire figure is covered in some fantastic sculpted details, including all of the rivets in his armor, to the treads on his boots having little skulls on them. I also really like the orange tunic. The color goes well with the overall appearance of the figure, and there are some great sculpted details for the folds and stitching. While I'm a little disappointed that Super 7 kept his armor, gauntlets, and battle axe as a plain silvery gray plastic instead of painting it silver, so we could have gotten some nice shading, it's not really that big of a drawback for me, as the overall appearance is still quite nice. Mer-Man has similar articulation as most of the MOTU classic figures. His head is on a ball joint so he can look left and right as well as up and down. However, due to his helmet sculpt, he does have some limitations in his movement. He also has the standard ball joints for his shoulders, the swivels at his biceps, the bends at his elbows, and the rotation at his wrists. I did have some trouble getting his arms to move up and down as well as out to the side, but this is partly due to the tight joints and partly due to his bulky size. He has the standard ab crunch as well as the waist swivel. However, if you turn him part way to the side, he does get that odd appearance because his chest no longer meets his waist that we've seen in some of the larger figures. His legs can go forward and backwards as well as out to the side just a little bit. They do not rotate at the hips, but they do swivel at the knees. He has the ankle rockers so his feet can move forward and backwards. Mer-Man comes with a few accessories. He has his signature battle axe, which is nice even though it does not really have many sculpted details and little to no painted details. However, you should be aware that due to the width of the battle axe's base, the handle does not come flush with his hand when he is holding the weapon due to it hitting his thumb. But thankfully it is not too noticeable. He also comes with an additional head that can be switched out by popping off his helmeted version and popping on the other one on the ball joint. It's a good addition for Mer-Man that gives a little bit more variety to displaying your figure in your Masters of the Universe collection. But to me, Mer-Man will always be wearing his helmet. Finally, there is the fake mini-comic, and while I do wish that Super 7 just released an updated mini-comic, I do understand the pricing issue. That being said, it does have a great modern image of our hero battling against the evil Mer-Man, and the bio on the back of the card was an interesting read. The figures for the Masters of the Universe Ultimate Collection were revealed at the 2016 New York Comic Con, and pre-orders went up in November of 2016 for just a few short weeks. These figures were initially expected to be released in spring of 2017, however, due to several missing and damaged parts and accessories, this release date was delayed quite a few months as Super 7 needed to retool the missing parts. The Masters of the Universe Ultimate Collection were made to order, so unfortunately Super 7 does not have any additional stock online. So if you're interested in any of these figures, you will have to go to secondary markets online. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe so you can check out all my other reviews. I will have another Masters of the Universe Ultimate review up tomorrow, so until then, this has been Third Earth Reviews.